a different wish altogether.
Okay, if I just go by in terms of chronology, we started very early in Middle East in 1998, and even before that, we have been having a very large presence in Egypt. It's called Dawri Al Madaris, where we are looking at collaborating with 500,000 school children. It's actually known the PepsiCo Football League in Egypt. It's a very big project. Similarly in Jordan and Palestine, where there is a lot of refugee problem, and how do you help to, let these children overcome the issue of living in transit camps for such a long time? So football and sports becomes one way of taking them away from the depression and making them into more disciplined and good human beings. So this has been going on. Chronologically, I think we've been there much longer.
Thank you so much. I'll bring in Mr. Mahendra. You've been so quiet, and I think, Mr. Mahendra, you have so much of contribution. You also have some scholarship system for young players, and I would like to know that this particular case, where now, and since you are in PSU, you'll be directly done this. How do you see, implementation? How quick is this implementation is going to be? I think the law has just been enacted. It has to be passed and it to be gazetted, and after getting gazetted, it comes over to you. So you see an immediate implementation on this, or would it take some time for you, or it doesn't actually affect you or the other? So I would ask this question, not only talk about ONGC, but a little broader than all PSUs, if you could probably, because I'm sure Indian Oil does a lot of work onto this. ONGC, of course, is being a leader into this. So, there are certain companies like GAIL and others, they hardly have any presence into CSR. So I would just like the audience to have a broader picture, just not the ONGC, but a little larger. It would be very nice if you could rope in some other PSUs, the Ratna PSUs especially.
To be honest with you, we are absolutely not, I should say, affected with this new law or something, because we have been following this for the past maybe 50-20 years. And as I said before, we don't have any ceilings on this. If I give you one example, 2 years ago, our expenditure on sports was 30 crores. Last year it was 115 crores. So we don't go by the ceiling of this 2% and all that. But finally the law comes, and I would again want that the law is made in such a way that they fix only minimum amount, and not the maximum. Maximum ceiling should be left to the companies. And
sorry, I just interrupted you. You just now said that you're 150 crores.
Yeah.
You bumped it 5 times.
Yeah.
Do you see any problem if we do more than 2%?
Absolutely no problem, because we have got no internal ceiling on expenditure on sports. Absolutely is open.
That's right, but since this 2% is there, the government may not like sports as a very good thing, and he just raised his hand and said, why the hell are you doing more than what is required?
No, well, I think this is a decision which is taken by the executive committee of the company, and hardly anybody has any issue on this. They say, fine, we can go ahead. This is our priority area, we have to decide. But I also strongly feel that nobody should be making a strong law on this, how you have to do this, because what happens is, I just give you an example of CSR. CSR, there's a ceiling or what do you call it, 2% minimum they say you have to spend on your CSR activities. What happens is, just to cope up with that amount which is mentioned in that, some of the companies, the last few months of the financial year, they rush up and say that, oh fine, this figure we have to compete, So they will take up some silly projects, which I feel are not to be actually covered in CSR. If this kind of, imposition is made on the companies that this money you have to spend by 31st of March of this end of financial year, I think this will lead to perhaps spending of money in not so purposeful projects. This needs to be realized by the company themselves, what are the areas where we need to spend. And not somebody, as we said, big brother from the government directing you, okay fine, you have to complete this figure by so and so time. Fine, there can be ceiling, there can be some minimum amounts this year to spend, but I think then again they should be all decided by the companies themselves. That's what I feel. Because for that to do, you need to have passion for development of sports in the company. You need to have right people who make decisions on which project you have to spend. Because even I see many projects coming to me. Somebody, some influential fellow in political circles, you telephone say, give this one money for this. We don't do that because we have our own screening system. Our target is not to compete so many crores we need to spend on sports. Our target is what are the real projects where we need to spend on sports. I don't say that every penny spent on sports is used purposefully. There are certain areas which are not, in fact, unwanted areas, but still people do it. So there's a strong need for people to realize themselves, yes, sports is such an important part of our lives, and we need to spend money purposefully on sports. That's what I feel.
Fantastic, Ms. Mandru. I think I'll take this to Murad, and I'm sure he has a lot of thoughts happening out of what has been happened here, and I can see something coming out of.
Okay.
Which we let us enter the end of the program. So that's what Murad wants to do.
There are not many companies, even now, who have a separate sports budget. I'm talking about companies which are big, which can sustain and which can be involved in development, and India standing in a position where it should be, considering the population we have, on the world sports field.
Murad, do you see that FICCI is trying to lobby around to convert sports into an industry? Even the government doesn't recognize it because you don't have a full-fledged ministry. You have a state ministry, and they call it a state subject also. But don't you see that sports, even FICCI and other chamber of commerces should lobby around and do some kind of enactment in the Companies Act law to have compulsory sports funding by companies? So we see 120 medal Delhi for us.
I think it has to come from within, because no amount of regulation can actually force anybody to spend the money. They can always find ways out until unless they think that it is something which they should do for the country. The ministry outlook has changed. Earlier it used to be for Ministry for Youth Affairs, Sports and everything. There used to be
Part of the HRD ministry.
HR has been removed. The secretaries are both separate now. For Youth Affairs is separate, for Sports is separate. The minister has an independent charge. So things have moved in the government also. And we can find during the last Commonwealth Games, the training budget for the sports person was 638 crores, if I'm not mistaken. And which could be spent. Out of which about 200 odd crores were left. And in spite of that, India did fairly well, because the cost of getting an Olympic medal is nothing short of, I would put it, $3 million. In terms of training, and there's no surety you will still win.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it yesterday in one of the conferences.
Okay.
They did mention
Now,
the kind of
now,
cost.
I mean, there's something which I would like to say, which probably would make people think that they should be doing something for sports. I keep mentioning that off and on. There are only very few things in the world where you can actually, by right, host your national flag in any other country. Either you have a war, when you capture the territory, you can hold your national flag, or you win a medal, then you can hold your national flag and play the anthem by the matter of right.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
So we cannot have a war every time and get and host a national flag everywhere all over the country, but it's a different feeling because when you make it happen and you are responsible for it, or whoever is responsible for it, in another country, and they have no option but to put your national flag up high in the air and the national anthem getting played. So for any person who is a nationalist, who is a patriotic, there cannot be a better feeling than that for his country. Now that feeling has to come from within, from the people in the corporate sector. It is not something which can be imposed of. Either you are a patriotic person, or you just are showing off you are a patriotic person. Now you can find excuses to still show off and get away from it some way or the other. As you said, that we can audit, you can put as many auditors, you can put as many things, but if a person has to find a way out, he will find a way out.
Well, how fantastic would be an idea to run some kind of programs compulsorily, or maybe as part of the company's HR, this that anybody and everybody who's in the company gets into some sporting activity, because